My immediate left is Lieutenant Derek Harris from New York State Police, CNET, Community Narcotics Enforcement Team. Next to him, Chief Kevin Beach from the Rome Police Department. Next to him is the Group Supervisor from the DEA, Drug Enforcement Agency, Chris Vianney. Next to him is Lieutenant Robert Nelson, who oversees our Criminal Investigation Unit here at the Sheriff's Office. Chief Deputy John Owens from the Sheriff's Office, Law Enforcement Division, and Captain Tim Bates from the Rome Police Department. And again, thank you for attending. A 5-month investigation in Oneida County that was led by the Drug Enforcement Administration, Syracuse Resident Office, and the Oneida County District Attorney's Office resulted in the arrest of 9 people, the seizure of over 3.2 pounds of cocaine, 8.2 grams of crack cocaine, over an ounce of heroin, several weapons, over $32,000 in U.S. currency, and 2 vehicles after multiple search warrants were executed between the dates of April 3rd and April 5th of this year. On April 3rd, DEA special agents and task force officers, investigators with the Oneida County Sheriff's Office, New York State Police Community Narcotics Enforcement Team, the Rome Police Department SIU, the Utica Police Department, and uniformed New York State troopers executed a search warrant on a vehicle that was traveling on Interstate 90 just before the Utica, New York exit. The search warrant execution resulted in the recovery of approximately 1 kilogram of cocaine from within the vehicle. Juan Dela Cruz and Fior Dela Cruz, both of Utica, were arrested and both charged with criminal possession of a controlled substance in the first degree, a Class A1 felony. In addition, just yesterday, Juan Dela Cruz was charged federally with conspiracy to possess with the intent to distribute 1 kilogram or more of cocaine. Agents, officers, and investigators then executed search warrants at 1615 Bleecker Street and 1614 Elm Street, both in the city of Utica, on the same date. Officers recovered over 8 ounces of cocaine, over an ounce of heroin, and a weapon from within the 1615 Bleecker Street address. Cutting agents, drug paraphernalia, and U.S. currency was recovered from 1614. Joel Lopez Ramos was arrested following the execution of the search warrant at 1615 Bleecker Street, and he was charged with criminal possession of a controlled substance in the second degree, a Class A2 felony. Juan Dela Cruz, Fior Dela Cruz, and Joel Lopez Ramos were arraigned in Utica City Court and committed here to the Oneida County Jail on no bail. On April 4th, DEA special agents and task force officers, investigators with the Oneida County Sheriff's Office, New York State Police CNET, both executed a search warrant at 6 Carefree Lane in Sequoia. Officers recovered over 1 ounce of cocaine from within the residence. Michael Kulik was arrested and charged with criminal possession of a controlled substance in the third degree, Class B felony. Kulik was arraigned and committed here to the Oneida County Jail on $30,000 bail. On April 5th, the New York State Police SORT Team, the Oneida County Sheriff's Office SWAT Team, the Rome Police Department SRT, and the Utica New Hartford Metro SWAT Team assisted with making entries into multiple residences within the city of Utica and a residence also in the town of Frankfort, Herkimer County, so that search warrants could be executed. The addresses that the search warrants were executed on included 1423 Albany Street, Utica, 769 Elizabeth Street, Utica, 514, 516 Kossuth Ave, Utica, 1502 High Street, Utica, and 223 Hardeman Place in Frankfort. The following people were arrested following each of those search warrant executions. Juan Ortiz Rodriguez of 769 Elizabeth Street, Utica. He was charged with criminal possession of a controlled substance, third degree, a Class B felony. Julia Baez Garcia of 769 Elizabeth Street, Utica, was charged with criminal possession of a controlled substance in the third degree, a Class B felony. Valeria Garcia of 514, 516 Kossuth Ave in Utica was charged with criminal possession of a controlled substance in the third degree, a Class B felony. And finally, Francisco Javier Pion Peru of 1502 High Street in Utica was charged with criminal possession of a controlled substance in the third degree, a Class B felony. All defendants were arraigned in the city of Utica City Court and committed here to the Oneida County Jail on $20,000 bail. Gentlemen, you want to join us up front? Deputy Chief Ed Noonan from the Utica Police Department, and Captain Kelly from the Utica Police Department Criminal Investigation Unit. One other defendant, Avelino Vargas of 1423 Albany Street, Utica, faces charges in the Northern District of the New York Federal Court after being charged by the U.S. Attorney's Office following the execution of the search warrant at his residence after he provided false information to a Border Patrol agent and a loaded weapon was discovered from within his residence. Further charges for Vargas are pending grand jury action. This investigation is still under, this case is still under investigation, and more arrests and indictments are pending. The case is being jointly prosecuted by the U.S. Attorney's Office and the Oneida County District Attorney's Office. As a side note, there's also an open investigation by ICE, which is the U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement, as some of the individuals may in fact be illegal aliens. The Drug Enforcement Administration of Syracuse Resident Office Task Force consists of DEA special agents, Border Patrol agents, Immigration and Customs Enforcement agents, investigators with the Oneida County Sheriff's Office, detectives with the Onondaga County Sheriff's Office, Onondaga County Sheriff's Office and District Attorney's Office, and investigators with the Auburn Police Department. The DEA Syracuse Task Force was assisted throughout this entire investigation by the New York State Police Community Narcotics Enforcement Team, as well as uniformed troopers, the Oneida County Sheriff's Office Narcotics Unit, the Oneida County Sheriff's Office Criminal Investigation Unit, the Oneida County Sheriff's Office Forensics Investigation Unit, and the Sheriff's Office Patrol Division. We're also assisted by the Rome Police Department Special Investigations Unit, the Utica Police Department Metro Narcotics Unit, the UPD Criminal Investigation Division, UPD's Patrol Division, the Oneida County Drug Task Force, and the Oneida County District Attorney's Office. In closing, obviously this is a major investigation which led to multiple arrests, which obviously is going to put a major dent into the drug trafficking here, and that's obviously the objective of all the agencies represented here today. As you know, whether we talk about arrests or the issue with drug abuse and drug use in our community, it's a huge negative impact to society today. So anytime that we can make a major dent in the drug trafficking in our area is obviously a step in the right direction. None of this could have been possible without the cooperation of multiple agencies. The detailed press release, we'll get that out to you emailed shortly, only because it does involve multiple agencies and it gets a bit confusing, following along. I'm sure I was reading too fast for you. But I guess my point is I cannot thank the agencies involved enough here as to their efforts in helping us crack down on a huge problem that every community across America faces. We want to send a strong message to those folks who want to try to make a home here in our community selling and trafficking drugs. Certainly that's not going to be tolerated, and we will do whatever we have to eliminate the drugs from our street. And I think today's efforts prove that we definitely put a dent into their business, and the work and the efforts of the agencies represented here today will continue 24 hours a day until we get a handle on this situation. And with that, I'd offer up a comment from any or all of the agencies represented here, and then we can take questions, or we can do one-on-ones when you're done. Lieutenant, would you like to speak?
First, I'd just like to congratulate the sheriff on a very well-executed operation. It's our commitment through CNET to support agencies throughout the state, and this was definitely a success. Would not have been possible without, like the sheriff said, the support of each of these agencies to my left. So that being said, we hope to continue these relationships with the state police, CNET, and our sister agencies in the state and federal government. Thank you.
And I'd just like to say that this was a great combined effort with all the departments. it goes to show the relationships that we need to have, and we continue to have across our county and outside of the county, across the state, I should say. The Rome Police Department has been working for years with the United County Sheriff's Office. We have a good relationship with Utica Police Department, State Police, CNET, DEA, and without our combined effort, things like this, cases put together like this, would not be possible. We can't do it on our own. We see a lot of these cases ended up, the majority of them were in the city of Utica, but the drug trafficking doesn't have boundaries, and we need to share our intelligence and our resources to make things like this come to fruition. So I thank all the agencies for participating and helping us clean up our streets.
And obviously, one of the frustrating things for citizens in the community, and we're always explaining this, when someone calls the police, and probably the two city chiefs could speak to this more than we do, but when someone calls in and they believe is trafficking drugs next door or in their neighborhood, these investigations take a long time, they take a lot of work, and sometimes the folks that initially brought the complaint forth may not think that things are being done because they're not physically seeing it, but the members that work under the command of these gentlemen here, they work around the clock. There's a lot of surveillance that goes on. There's a lot of stuff that we don't see, and it takes a lot of time. And they have to follow strict guidelines on getting to the point of having enough to make an arrest. So this case, because of the multitude of agencies and personnel, maybe you're into the thousands of hours. I don't know, but the point is, we try to do everything we can to make every neighborhood safe. And this is just one of many pending investigations that are going on right now by all the agencies involved. So we just wanted to make sure that people see the significant amount of work that they do and their people do. We want to send a message to the folks that are drug trafficking that to something that's not going to be tolerated here, and we're going to put all our efforts into shutting them down.